Welcome to 3 Expert Tips with Annette Lee, where top experts in the real estate world give you tips and tricks to grow your business. Here's your host, Annette Lee.
So now we are in the part of the show when you're going to give me your tips. So Alyssa is going to give us tips on how to start a meetup.
Okay, so I was really lucky with arranging my meetup because I had somebody in my co-working office that was a marketing guy who runs really good meetups. So he gave me a lot of advice, Sam Edwards. So the 3 tips I would give is 1, to use all social media platforms. So I advertise on the Chamber of Commerce, Bigger Pockets, LinkedIn, Facebook, and then anybody who shows interest in helping me at the meetups, I'll ask them to share it on theirs. After the event, posting a photo so that we can tag everybody and they can share it on their own platforms. The other thing I would say is this is not how everybody runs their group, but I knew what kind of atmosphere I wanted to create at mine. So I would say invest money up front for your meetup group, for decorations or games or food, just things to make it a little bit different and less dry. And then once you're putting on great events, you can attract sponsors who will then take over the funding part of it. So then you just continue to be a good organizer and keep your sponsors happy and keep people coming back. And then the attendees get exposed to different businesses that could be helpful to them, and the sponsors are able to promote their businesses. So that's been good as well. The last thing,
I think you told me 3 already. Use social media, invest to be different, a different meetup, and then get sponsors.
Okay. Yeah, I guess so.
Do we have a bonus one?
I thought I had a 3rd one in my head and I forgot to write it down. Yeah, well, that's the 3 if I remember.
So how did you engage sponsors? Like, how many people did you have at your meetup that, sponsors were like, oh, I want to advertise with you or I want to sponsor your event?
I approached them. So, which is like, you only get like 10% of people to respond to you. So you just have to not be afraid to send people a bunch of messages. I would say you want to wait for a couple events so that you can show them documentation of people being there and the previous groups, different speakers that you have. So yeah, I'm still trying to court more sponsors, but we're starting a different meetup group that's going to include men and women. So this last one I was doing is for women only. It's Invest Her, and there's one in Fort Lauderdale as well that is run by Rita. So I wanted to kind of expand my reach and, have an audience of men and women. So it's going to be called Brick by Brick. And we don't have the meetup page yet. We're getting the logo created, but our next event's going to be end of March.
Awesome. Probably by the time that we release this, we're going to have that page so we can include it on the release.
Perfect.
I am very excited for you because, her meetup is amazing. I was there a couple of weeks ago on a Monday night, and there were so many people. I would say at least 40 people were in your meetup. And it's like you said, you do invest on making it different. And people remember that and they love to go to your event.
Thank you.
And I love also the quality of speakers that you're bringing.
Yeah. Our last one, she did a great job.
She was amazing.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much for joining me on this interview, and all the success to you. And thank you for adding value to my audience.
Thank you so much.
Oh, let me ask you, where can people find you?
Oh, I use LinkedIn the most. So my LinkedIn name is Alyssa McCleery. I assume that's going to be with the title. So.
All right. So if you want to find Alyssa, just hit LinkedIn and ask her to connect with her. Thank you so much, Alyssa.
Thank you. Have a good one.
This was 3 expert tips with Annette Talley, brought to you by Talley Investments. We hope that you enjoyed this episode. Our goal is to provide amazing value to your real estate journey. Connect online at www.talleyinvestments.com, where you can find this episode and more. Did you like this episode? Subscribe, like, and share.